country music's kind of having its Nirvana moment. I'd say it's like after Nirvana came out, it smells like Team Spirit. Everyone was like into grunge and rock and
Mm,
alternative, and country music's having that moment. I
rising
was
moment.
wondering, yeah, about what your thoughts about it. I feel like it's more everywhere. There's definitely more crossover hits, and a part of that is, of course, country music becoming more like poppy and like less country music. So let me
But I feel like a lot of it is also like it's more like you can get your hands on it a lot easier now. Like with
yeah,
TikTok and stuff like that,
I
like
was
it's
gonna
just like in your like it's not in your face, but it's like it's there. You know?
yeah, something that Russ was saying, the artist Russ, he was saying that it was because like country music was the country music fans were like the last type of people to move over to streaming. So the reason like it feels like there's a lot more country music fans is because now they're just starting to like use Spotify. Like, before
Hmm.
people like had like you got like a box full of country music CDs. And so it's
Yeah,
like
I
so it's
literally
like
am a
country music fans were
thanks for
like
sharing.
CD people, and so they were
Yeah,
like the last like type of people to move over to the streaming.
I guess that's true.
Now it
Yeah.
feels like there's a lot more country when maybe it's like not so much that like there's
Yeah.
always been this many fans of country music, but it just feels like it now.
And
But there's
then,
definitely more crossovers hits. There's Morgan Whalen's killing it.
huh?
Morgan Whalen? Morgan Whalen. Morgan Wallen?
What the hell are
Waylon.
you
Who's
saying?
Waylon? Oh, I know Waylon. That's
Waylon is my
yeah.
boss's like
Yeah,
wife,
okay, I
but
know
then
Waylon.
Waylon's
Morgan
funny.
Wallen, my bad. Morgan
I was like,
Wallen's
what
killing
are
it.
you saying? Are
Hey,
you
he said
kidding
the
me
N
right
word.
now?
I can say his name.
Oh my god. I knew that was gonna come up. Oh my gosh, dude. What the
He made it out, bro. He made it
He
out, bro. A
did.
lot of people
Good
don't.
for him
A
though,
lot of
because
people don't
like
make it out of the
he
N
was
word
probably sweating,
controversy.
dude.
He
Like he
was
was
like dropped by his
sweating.
label. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
like
made it
that
out and
poor
made it on
guy.
top. So props to you, my boy.
Like I don't think everybody's like when it was happening, like my coworkers were like, what do you think?
He wanted to know your
Because I'm the only
opinion.
black guy in my work. But
Right.
I was like, dude, he shouldn't have said it. But that doesn't mean you gotta like cancel his whole life. Like
Right.
he was obviously drunk, and it was like, if I remember right, like it was from like they somehow they got footage from his like it was at his house or something like that. Like they
Yeah.
were like he shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, but it was a little more like Snoopy, noisy neighbors, tabloid thing. It was
Yeah,
just
I
kind of
feel like it was
like
more like that.
we're really gonna do this. We're
Yeah.
gonna do the whole 9 yards.
Like,
And
yeah, he probably should like some punishment, like being like, dude, that was absolutely stupid. Like, you shouldn't have said that. But then, like, don't cancel his whole. That's his work. Like, this, that's his livelihood.
yeah, there's like everyone should have free speech, obviously, but
Yeah,
like there's also you can't be free from consequences. Like if polite society doesn't like you using the word, then you just get corrected by society.
yeah,
It's just whether you like it or not. That's
yeah,
just how it is. That I didn't think it was too deep of it. I did think it was a little extra how they went on him for sure. But he's definitely made it out.
yeah.
There's he's on top of everything. Also Noah Khan.
I haven't
He's
listened to a
kind of
lot of his stuff, but I have heard some. Like, he did, if I remember right, but I think he did a song with
Stick
Zach Bryan.
Season. Oh, he probably did one with Zach
Yeah, he did
Bryan.
one with Zach Bryan,
Stick
which was
Season's
I like
blowing
that
up.
one. And then like I listened to like one
I
of
sent you
his.
the one he did with Post Malone because I'm more.
See,
I kind of come from that. Post Malone's putting out album. He like he's wearing shirts from Sturgill Simpson. I mean, he's singing songs from Sturgill Simpson and Brett
yeah, I love
Paisley.
Circle, dude.
Wearing like a Tyler Childers shirt, Culture Walls,
Yeah,
and
and
Billy
he sang the
Strings.
national. Didn't he do the national
Yeah, he
anthem?
did. He did the national anthem.
And he
Like
was all
he was
like,
all countryed up, and it's not that much. His name is Austin. He's a Dallas Cowboys fan. Everything
yeah,
he's pretty country.
he's a redneck, dude. He's a
Yeah,
freaking redneck. But like
yeah.
I think that was his plan too. Like just he wanted to have some fun
He's
in
always
pop, and then
been
he was just gonna
yeah.
go do country thing
And it's
too.
cool. He's always been. He could do rock. He can do. So Posty's cool. I like
I think
his versatility.
I kind of like that too. No, but I kind of like that too because like that. I think that's another reason like why it's kind of like becoming like a bigger thing is that like people like they're willing to like explore now
Yeah.
more. Like they can like they're willing to do like they're like this is country, but like it's also like what I like because I also
Right.
like this type of music. So I'm
Exactly.
gonna
And that
really dive
definitely
into
helps
it
it
too.
explore. That definitely
Yeah,
helps
and
it
so
reach
like people are and then they
like
throw that on
Hardy.
TikTok.
You know
What?
about Hardy?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Hardy.
yeah.
He's a little more
He's
like
like rocky kind
yeah,
of,
he's more like hard like
which is kind of cool.
yeah, I definitely come from more of a rock thing, so I like some of his hard stuff or
Yeah,
um but at the same time, um where it's like if everyone's kind of like mixing it with pop and stuff like that, then like did it in like in rock and stuff and like and
Yeah.
that we've always said that like from the beginning we were like most country music these days is just pop with a twang, and I
Yeah.
feel like some music is just like rock with a twang. And a lot of like modern country is more just like butt rock, which is like the term butt rock is like when like the stations say like we play nothing but rock, something like that. Like this channel 99.9 the Hawk, we play nothing but classic rock. So that's
Yeah.
where it got its name, butt rock. And so like so a lot of country music is kind of just like that like 80s 90s like butt rock with a twang type of thing, and
Yeah.
like darn it down 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 down. It's just kind of like
Yeah. But I
which I
feel
don't
like
mind either, but like it's like what it there's like and again we Hardy mixing it with more like punk and like or punk pop and punk pop
have you heard
and
of
hardcore.
Lakeview? I
Who?
think Lakeview.
No.
They got I only know one of their songs, but they got this song called Loser, which I'm not even like really like a kind of like a rock type of a person. Like I like it. I kind of like all different types of music, but
Yeah.
like I that song is like it's super rocky,
Yeah.
and it doesn't even really necessarily have
Sound
a
country.
twang. Like it doesn't really. It's like it's not like country,
Yeah.
but like it's just got that like it's a good
Kind
song.
of swing, kind of like
Yeah,
country. Yeah, and so but and then so again, like on one side where that's cool, like makes country music more appealable to other people and it reaches other people, and country music artists can do what they want and blend things, and that kind of stuff is cool. And we got crossover hits and innovation. At the same time, it kind of is like
it's losing its like
soul in a way. It's like we
yeah
and then like so we'll always have that. It was like doesn't matter what
yes
genre, it'll always have like the gatekeepers who are like or not even gatekeepers, but just kind of people who are just like let's like kind of have it mean something. Like if pop
yeah
is if punk is everything, then it's not really punk. Or if country music is all of this,
yeah
then
like
like
kind of
what is
I
country
think
music?
it does it's a lot of like the newer stuff or from what my experience is like a lot of people are like they're enjoying that like more like folk type indie kind of
Yes,
country like
exact. Zach
Zach
Bryan,
Bryan
he's
and
killing
then
it,
and I think even
and that makes much more
Noah
sense.
Khan is kind of
Noah
like
Khan,
that too.
exactly. That's
And
what I'm
so
saying.
like
I think that's where a lot of people are getting their introduction. They're
yeah
listening to like Lana, Phoebe Bridges. They're listening to
yeah
this indie type of stuff. So like
it's
going
like
from
their
that,
soft launch
yeah.
for
So going
country
to that
music.
to like Zach Bryan is
Yeah,
not such a
exactly.
stretch.
And I like that kind of music. It's a little mellow for me because I kind of like
A little bit more oomph.
I do, but like if you've been to like any of my shows or anything like that, like I do play like some mellow stuff,
Ballad
but it's
stuff.
definitely like a specific type of mellow
You
stuff.
play like the '90s
Yeah,
ballads.
kind of like
That's a
ballady,
good. That's a
like,
really
and I love
good
that. But
era of country music.
yeah, '90s was.
Yeah.
But but I think a lot of people do like that Zach Bryan type of feel, and I think that's just because it's not like
Oh, it's not
I feel like because when they think of country music, they're like trucks, girls. You know, everybody's always said it
bro.
too.
You ever think bro country or the thing bluegrass?
Yeah, yeah. They're like it's trucks, girls, beer, blah blah blah, and then like Zach Bryan comes in and he's just like, "This is my life and it's fucked up," you
Yeah,
know?
he's sad boy country.
Yeah,
He's
and they're like, "Oh, I love that," you know.
yeah, yeah.
It's so real, but then they forget like
But people still say that.
what
They'll be like, "Oh, I like a lot of music except for country." But nowadays, people are
they
saying that
do.
less.
They
They're saying
do.
that less. There's definitely a few
And
country
I
songs
always
on
tell
more people's country list.
my friends, everybody that's like, "Oh, I freaking hate country." I'm like, "Okay, you just haven't found like
Your
your
type of
country,
country,
like
yeah.
your kind of country because you probably if you've experienced a bad experience with country music in the past, it's probably because you should talk to your friends because they can probably direct you to
A
what you're
good,
looking for
right, right.
because it's not all like what you heard that one time is not like all country.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because like in my mind, it's like some things are more country than not. Like I feel like Zach Bryan and Zach Bryan and Tyler Childers kind of country is more country than like Luke Bryan and Florida Georgia Line in
Oh,
my
Florida Georgia
opinion,
Line, yeah.
because they're folky, and for some reason folky seems more country than like like Luke Bryan is like rock and country, which that go together in the eyes from like blues and rock and roll. It's always
Mm,
gone together. But like butt rock country is less country to me than folky country. And I don't know, that's just my opinion.
I
Like I
think
feel like I feel like folk is more closely related sonically and like thematically the things they talk about is more related to country than like rock and country or even like hardcore and country like what Hardy's doing. So like all those are country, but I
I
feel like
think
there's more country than country. Then what is country? Is country more honky tonk? Is it the 90s
oh my
ballad
god.
country? Is it the ragtop country? Like what
So for me specifically, like I grew up on like 90s country and like stuff like Brad Paisley
Yeah.
and like Tracy Bird, Tracy Lawrence and then like stuff like that. So like 90s kind of like ballad, but also like just kind of like honky tonk party stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when I say like I love country music, like that's what I mean. Like I like that type of because it's like it's still got like
You can like
that
bring name,
soul.
name a song.
Um, I could if I wasn't on the spot. I don't know, but like I listen to like if the world had a front porch
Yeah.
by Tracy Lawrence, and then stuff like He Stopped Loving Her Today, which is kind of like older. That's George Jones, and then like you got so it's kind of like it spans. So I think it's more like 80s to 90s is
Definitely
what I
the 80s.
really
Yeah.
really love,
Definitely the 80s. Yeah.
and then
90s is my
like
favorite era of rock music.
yeah, and then like isn't that weird? What is
Yeah.
that? No, but so that's like my era of country, but I'm not gonna be like this is country because I
Right.
think there's so many like subgenres to
It
country
really is.
music now.
And so it's almost, but that's, yeah.
And
Finish.
so like when you say like Luke Combs, he's like kind of like a modern country, like a
Yeah.
modern country rock,
I
like
think that
radio.
might just be the thing of country. It doesn't have
Yeah.
that
There's only
many.
like
No one says this is more folky country. No one says this is folk country. No one says this is
yeah.
rock country. It's just all under country.
Like it's all
So
country, but
so
then
in a
they
way,
everybody
country
has their own
stops
kind of like
meaning
taste,
something.
you know.
Yeah.
And it's I think a lot of it is because like when it comes to like country music and stuff, like people just kind of do what they want with it.
Yeah.
Like they like it's what they're raised on. They're raised on country music, and then they're like, okay, well, this is I listen to this, and then this is like my kind of spin on
Yeah,
it.
and
You know?
it is kind of unfair for me to say this is less country than that because what Sousa say that's less country because they're
I
doing
will
them.
say
They're
though,
raised on country, but like in my mind, like sonically, I just say like folky country is more like in tune with like bluegrass, working class stuff than like
and see, I think
Florida Georgia Line or like
yeah, and I think there's like
Sam Hunt or
that's
something.
kind of just like that's just kind of like party modern
Bro
party
country,
country, you
yeah.
know, like bro country and stuff like that. And like when it comes to like Morgan Wallen, everybody's like this isn't real country, and
He's got the 808s and
I'm like
stuff.
it's not supposed to be 90s country. Like he's not advertising it as 90s country. It's
Yeah.
just and I like me personally,
So
like
then, is it really country or is it just pop with a twang? But it's just like, what is that line? You know,
I think it's just
it's just
I
Morgan
don't
Wallen.
think you can put him in like a category really.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm not even saying that because
He's
he's
country,
Morgan
but
Wallen. Like it's Morgan Wallen. He talks like he has a twang.
right,
So even if he was to make pop music, it would have a twang because he has a twang.
right,
It's just how he was. That's how he talks.
right.
And so if he was gonna make country music, it would have a twang. If he were to make pop music, it would have a twang.
Yeah.
Like he even sings on like these rap songs, like with like Broadway girls and stuff like that. He has a twang.
Right.
It's just like that's just
So then,
Morgan Wallen
right.
stuff.
So does that mean like what makes country is the twang, or like it's just I understand how like hard it is.
Yeah.
Like punk has this same problem. A lot of genres have the same problem. Would you react to this like one with Sierra Farrell? You know about Sierra Farrell?
Oh yeah, I like Sia.
Well, I feel like the mainstream,
She's so
the mainstream country is more like pop. It's like pop, and it's honestly like kind of like rap, which I'm into that. But
she's so
I just wish that they would sometimes call it as it is, and like maybe like make another genre, and be like, well, this is actually country, because
Yeah.
it's like what they present as country. Sometimes it's like they literally just will say anything is country anymore,
yeah.
which is okay, but also like Come up with your own genre.
But what do you think the qualifiers should be? Like, how do you qualify to be a country record?
I feel like it's a lot of attitude as well.
Punk
Okay.
has the same
I
problem.
feel
People say,
like,
"Oh, punk's more like an attitude."
you know, if you look
rather
at
than
like a lot of the
a
old
sound or whatever.
country artists, George Jones,
Yeah, and
Tammy
when you name,
Wynette, Loretta Lynn,
Oh yeah, Loretta.
Reba McEntire,
Oh,
love her.
Reba's was my childhood crush.
yeah, I know because you told me about
Just
it
like
every
all
single
this,
time.
they're themselves. They're unapologetically themselves, regardless of what people say about them. You know, a lot of people be like, "You don't have an accent," and with today's world, just like where I didn't want to be connected to the redneck sort of world because I grew up around some racist, and I just like didn't want to be connected to that because that's what I connected country with for a while. You know,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be a part of that
So
because
most
I
people
knew at a
think they're
young
like,
age that that's not right, and I feel like country music is it's raw and it's real, it's genuine, and they just like say what they're gonna say, and they're just like themselves about it, and then they get off the stage, you know, like.
Yeah, I think I could agree with that. Honestly, I think she said it better than I could have said it. But like, yeah, because man, I feel like well, the reason that I'm like I enjoy like the country like community, you know,
mm,
like I can't I haven't come across any like kind of like racist stuff, and if
yeah,
I did, it probably went like right over my head because I wasn't
right.
raised like that. Like I wasn't raised to be like,
Or to even
okay,
see that
this, yeah,
everywhere.
exactly. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, okay, so these people are the racist people. This is what you're looking for. It was just
Yeah.
like we're all just like one big thing. Like, you know, like I forget, like I actually forget
Yeah.
sometimes, like that I'm African American or that I'm
Same,
black because
bro.
I'm just like there was one time in YV Tech, and I tell it to my mom sometimes too, but like I was in YV Tech and they were doing like the CPR class or whatever,
Yeah.
and so they were talking about like the inside of the mouth and like the different color stuff that will happen if you like pass out or something like that, and so like he was talking about like different races will have like different kind of like it's a little
Right.
bit different. And he's like points straight at me. He points straight at me. He's like, "That's a black guy. It's gonna be a little bit different."
Like, oh,
And
I am
me,
a black guy.
I've been in this class for like
Yeah.
half a year.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, and it's all white guys and
Right.
white girls and stuff like that. And so like I never like really thought about it.
Yeah.
And then he points at me and goes like, "That's a black guy."
Like, it was like,
I kid you not. I
you
went,
looked around.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I know.
literally look behind me
I
because I
feel that
just
way
don't
too.
think about
That's the way
it.
we were raised. Same way, like same
Yeah,
thing for
like
me.
it just doesn't.
The reason why when people say the N word, the reason it bothers me is not because I identify with being like black so much and I'm like, oh, you hurt me because that's me and everything.
Yeah.
It's because like it it points it out in a way just like that. It kind of like makes me have to think about my race and I don't
Mhm.
want to. It kind of just like,
That's true.
hey,
That's
you
true.
are it, and it's like or this is like, and it's just like it makes me stop and be like, but yeah, sure, I'm black, but I'm a person. Like, yeah, and
Yeah,
a lot of people say,
yeah,
a lot of people say that first. They say a black person is like, no, person who's black, but you know, but and so it's like when people,
yeah,
that's what I think when people say the N word or they make a big deal about it. The reason I don't like it, or it's just because it's not because of, yeah, again because I'm like, oh, I can say that word and you can't, and how dare you offend me because I'm also black and that word. It's just more just kind
yeah.
of like they bringing attention to. Oh shoot.
No, but like I've heard people say it around me and stuff, and I'm not even like a big thing for me is like I'm just not in like I just don't want to waste my time talking about it, you know?
Right.
So like they'll say it to me or like try to get to me with it, and I'm just like
What are we doing here?
it's honestly like I don't want to like make anybody mad or anything like that, but like for me, it's just like it's just a word.
It's just a word.
Just
Yeah,
like a cuss word, like yeah, you can get like all mad that somebody said it, and I try not to say it. I'm not
exactly.
great at that, but it's like somebody just was like, okay, well, this word means this now, and then everybody was like, okay, well,
Really.
now we're gonna like it's like Like,
Same thing for me. It's same for me. For me, it's not that you said it necessarily in that I don't think you should personally say. I mean, I say all the time to people. I say it's a free country, and I say you have free
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
You have free speech. It doesn't mean you're free from consequences. Someone might beat you up for it. I
Yeah.
might even feel like I
And
want
I
to beat.
tell them
I
that
might
too.
feel like I want if you say it to me in a certain way, I might punch you. You know, type
Yeah.
of thing. But like you're allowed to say it, and it's also like But the reason is it's the when people say it like candidly or they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry," it's just like that makes me. It was like,
I feel like it's
it's
worse
like,
when they're like, "Oh,
"Oh,
I'm
I'm sorry."
sorry."
It's like
And it's just
exactly.
like,
It's like then like, what are you doing? Why did you say it? Or it's like
yeah,
to me, it's like it's the fact that you know that this is something that could hurt or offend me, but you still have like re- you have no consideration. It's not that you
yeah,
said this and that word actually hurts me, but it's like the lack of like decent respect and consideration. Like I wouldn't casually say a word that could hurt you. I wouldn't
yeah,
casually say real like that's like having a like maybe a gun, not quite, but like imagine something that could hurt someone and you're just kind of being casual with it. I'd never do
yeah.
that. So it's like the word itself doesn't
That's true.
offend
That's
me.
true.
It's just the like casual the amount of like something that could hurt someone, like it doesn't hurt me, it doesn't offend me, but the fact that it could and you don't care is kind of what is like the lack of
Yeah.
respect is what it
And
is.
I'm not even
It-
like that. Like, I think it genuinely just depends on how they use it. Cause like nobody's used it like at me. Like
right.
they've never been like, "You are a," in
Right.
like a derogatory way. I mean,
Yeah.
like, and so I'm just like, they say it around me or they'll say it to me just to see what I'll do because I'm like, bro,
That's
like
obnoxious. It's like that's
that is
me. It's like
obnoxious.
a
And I'm
little
just
kid
like,
with a toy. It's like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
I'm
What are
just
you
like, okay, like, like why? Like,
butthead?
what's the point? Exactly. I'm just like,
Butthead is
okay,
like,
well, I could give like, am I? It's like with the kid thing. It's like, are
yeah.
you gonna be like, oh, you should don't say that.
That-
That's a bad word, or are you just gonna be like,
okay, yeah,
okay, like whatever, get
yeah,
it out of your system, and then you're gonna like. I tell them all the time. I'm like, you're gonna say this to like the wrong person someday, and it's gonna have a consequence.
yeah, yeah.
But like,
Don't I don't mistake my kindness for weakness.
yeah.
That's what I don't like about it. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. But
I think that's a lot of thing. That's a thing for me too. Is that like I was always like, oh, I don't want any controversy, so I would just be like, oh, like do whatever you want, like blah blah blah. Like I'm just not gonna like, and like I'm getting to like an age and just like a point in my life where I'm just like at work, like I'm just like I'm like I say no to things
yeah,
just because I'm like,
pick your battles, but
yeah,
also stand up for
like
yourself.
that's
Yeah,
another thing for me is like I'm picking my battles, and it's just like, am I gonna waste my breath talking about this little thing,
yeah.
or am I
It
gonna
only
and
has as
like
much power as you give it,
yeah,
really.
and like there's a lot of like situations that I've been in where I'm just like I don't necessarily like agree with what's going on, but also at the same time like it's gonna just like it's either gonna either make it worse if I were to say something, or it's just gonna be a waste of time because the people I'm dealing with, I just like know that it's not gonna like sink in necessarily, or they're not gonna like listen to that. And so I'm just like, at this point in my life, like I'm willing to confront people,
Yeah,
like even like people that I've been afraid to confront in the past. Like I'm willing to confront stuff like that, but it's all about like I guess it's like all about how you approach things like that.
right.
Cause like, are you gonna approach it like
You
everybody?
do it out of principle, not out of
Yeah,
like feeling.
yeah,
You don't like, oh, I need to confront you because I feel some type of way. But it's like, I'm not gonna let this affect me, but at the same time, I can't let this like define me, or I can't let this like be a thing I just let happen. Like I need to address this out of principle, not out of like a reaction. It's a you're taking action. You're not just reacting to something, but
yeah,
you're saying,
and
yeah,
yeah. I feel like a lot of people probably think I'm like either like angry or like grumpy or stuff when there's stuff like that going on. I'm just not saying anything, but it's
yeah,
really like I'm just like processing.
yeah.
I'm just like thinking about
Stoicism.
like what, yeah.
It's
I'm just kind of like quiet and set back, especially when I am upset. I'm really quiet and set back
there's a
because
time and a place to express like yeah. There's a time
yeah,
and a place.
and
Sometimes you just
most
need to
times
chill
that's not the
right in the
place.
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And like maybe I'll like talk to him later, but like most times it's just like by the time I'm like, okay, maybe I should talk to, like, it's already a forgotten subject, so it wouldn't make sense to bring it up again, you know?
Right. Yep, exactly. Sometimes you just gotta process it for yourself, and then of course, if it keeps on happening, then you might have to address it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that kind of. So as a black man, why do you kneel for the flag?
I don't. Like, what the hell? You fucking scared me for a second. I was like, what? What? I was like, did I kneel for
Did
the
I
flag?
kneel for
Like, what the
the
hell?
flag?
No.
I just think it's a slippery slope, because first black people start kneeling because they don't like the police, and then the police start kneeling because they don't like black
Oh
people.
my god. Oh my what the
That didn't end well.
Oh my god.
Thanks, Colin. That was good.
You're gonna get shot through your walls, bro.
Dude. Which is crazy. Right outside my window, someone spray painted BLM, which is corny because they didn't actually care. They just wanted to vandalize something but act like they're righteous. And it's not even a cool tag. It's literally just it's corny. Do better. Do better.
Do better.
You know,
Dude.
Zach, Brian, and Walker.
Hayes?
Walker Hayes. They had a little beef. Did you know that? They had a
I
little
think I
scrim.
saw a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I saw, but I don't remember what it was about.
It
or
was
anything like that.
so apparently like Tyler Shoulders had a song that finally got on the radio. And Zach
Oh, did he
Brian
say
says,
something like they're
he
playing
says,
like they're
imagine
finally
imagine being radio, whoever the hell that is, hearing Shake the Frost and being like, no, let's go with the Applebee song.
Yeah.
And so Walker Hayes says, big shout out to radio for playing that Applebee song. He spelled that D-A-T, so big shout out to radio for playing that Applebee song. Zach and Tyler praying y'all's continued success. And so then Zach Bryan says, not insulting anyone, meant it with humor, not malice. Different strokes, different folks, was just bent about the first ever on mainstream radio thing. My bad. And so anyway, but Walker Hayes, he kind of replies, kind of saying like, like a lot of people are complimenting me on how I handled the situation, but to be honest, me and my friends are kind of talking about like some of the things I really wanted to say to Zach Bryan type of thing, and they see he actually came out with this little diss song and
Well, I woke up this morning and read something mean. Something in the orange tells me you're feeling green. Felt like throwing punches, but I just held them back. Cause Jesus didn't die for me, so I could fight with Zach Bryan. No hard feelings, 'cause man,
it's got like an 808 in it. I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty bad, but actually that part got stuck in my head. Brian, I was going around singing that in my head. I was going, Brian.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty bad. But the thing is, I don't know if you listen to a lot of Walker, but that Applebee song, don't like it really.
I think it's like I'll even because here's the thing. I don't like it in the country world. I don't think it's country music.
But you'll dance along to it. It's a little
like if it comes on then like if
fancy like, right? That's what it's called. Fancy,
yeah. And people are like, "Oh my gosh, it's such." I'm like, dude, it's just a fun song.
Yeah. It's a
If
fun song.
it's just like it's
not real country shit.
fun, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a
Yeah,
song.
he probably gets a lot of undue hate. And from what I hear, Walker Hayes actually's got some pretty good songs. Like even that was like a bad songwriting.
There was
but
one Walker Hayes song that I really did not like. I don't remember.
It's the
what
production.
song.
I feel like his production ruins it. The 808s are excessive. You don't need to have those trap drums, and it's like just sing like you can sing like like and like again like we were going back to that thing, just country music, people just being themselves, so that's what he likes to do then I suppose, but I feel like that ruins it. Like he's got some good songs that are probably ruined by the production. Like 808s
and that's
and
what's
trap
so
drums.
scary when it comes to like recording and stuff like that. Like I'm working on my songs right now and stuff like that, and I'm like my goal when it comes to like recording my music and stuff like that, it's like I want it to be able to be played live without having to like
Everyone be like, this doesn't sound anything like
no, not even that, but like I don't want to have to like throw in a computer and be like,
Right.
okay, well we need an 808 or like the drums in my songs should be just like the drums when I play
like someone can
live.
play it. Yeah.
like my band should be able to play it. Like, you know, like listening to like people like Cody
People
Johnson,
should be able to
Alex
do
Keys,
covers
Zach
to it.
Top. Yeah,
Yeah.
those people. Oh my gosh, I love them because I
You
think
say
it's
Toby
called
McKeith?
Hmm?
Did you say Toby McKeith?
Toby McKeith.
Oh, I thought you said that.
Toby Keith?
Toby Keith. Did you say Toby Keith?
No.
What did I say
Oh,
McKeith?
I
Yeah.
I said Zach. I said Cody Johnson,
Okay, yeah.
Alex Key,
All right, Keith.
and Zach Top, because those people. It's called I think modern traditional country because it's obviously it's not 90s country because it's still traditional country. And I think that is the thing because there's like classic country, modern country, traditional country because like I said there's subgenres. But what I was saying with that is like all of their songs they play them live and it doesn't sound any different.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
And
they
that's the
release
best
their
part.
live version
That's the
and it
best part.
sounds the same except for maybe the singer saying some random thing.
That's the best part
know?
because you get to hear it and then you get to see it, and it's just
Yeah.
like you heard it, but it's better
Yeah.
rather than like different.
It's not
Which
like,
different is
oh,
okay,
where's-
but you don't want it just to be different. You want
where's
it to
the
be
808?
better.
Or,
Than,
like where's that? The drum
Yeah.
doesn't sound the same, you know.
make
And
me
it-
feel the same way.
Yeah, and that's
Give
why
me
I
the
was
music
like,
I came
telling,
here
I was
for.
telling the guy I was working with. We were talking to Josiah. I was like, can you make this thing like a hi hat or a splash? So it's like when it does go out, and I do get a band and it does play live, it sounds right. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like fake. It sounds like it could be played in a room.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's being played in a room.
Right.
you
A lot of
know?
that comes down to like effects and stuff for sure. But yeah, definitely, you could give it some reverb to give it more like a space. But yeah,
Yeah, but not
definitely.
even just like not like the
sound
specific
sound
thing that-
selection. Like you could get rid of a really dead like kick that
Instruments.
sounds, and
It's
that's
about the
not gonna
instruments
sound
for
as
me.
much as real as like a kind of a flaccid kick.
No, but I'm saying it's more about the instruments.
Yeah, the song. The
Like I
choice.
don't want instruments in there that aren't either like real instruments or that aren't like that I can't just have be like, hey, can you come?
Right, and
'Cause
I
I
work a
need
lot in
somebody
the
to play
box
it.
too, and that's what I was like we could throw together a song, but you were really adamant about. And I like that too because you do have a genre that can be played with instruments. Why not? And it's better too. I'd say to
Yeah.
actually get real.
And I don't
instruments,
necessarily
real
need when
people.
I'm recording. I don't necessarily need somebody there to play that
You
instrument.
can get a reference, but at the end of the day, you'd
Yeah,
rather.
I want the drummer to listen and be like, oh yeah, no, we can do this, and then
Yeah.
even just like spice it up his own way too. But like, I don't want them to be like, oh no, that's not even like that's not a drum. Like I can't play that because that's not even a real drum.
Right.
Like that's not a kick. Like there's no kick that sounds like that.
Or even just do something that an instrument could do, but you would need a really trained person to do. You want to do something that like
Yeah.
a novice could cover.
Yeah.
It's real music, and that kind of
That's like why I love like Cody Johnson. There's multiple reasons why I love Cody Johnson, but it's why I love Cody Johnson's music because you listen to it and you're like you can hear every instrument. Like you can hear the fiddle, you can hear the drum, you can hear the guitar, you can hear the other guitar, you can hear his acoustic guitar, you can hear his gut string. Like you can hear and you can name every instrument.
Naming it is important too, just because you can imagine it.
Yeah. Because then you're like, oh, I could play that.
Yeah.
Like I could cover that.
I like that about like the rock songs I listen to too. Is like I can like pick it. I can see what they're doing, and then I know how to get that sound. It's like, oh, that's just the guitar. It's just a rhythm guitar, but then it's got a lot of like little other guitars playing like little leads, and then it got a bass, and it sounds big, but it's just a lot of like little things put together.
And then like the cool thing is like I find like I kind of want to give like people the experience that I get when I listen to music too. It's like I'll be listening to a song and there'll be like a run. I'm like, ooh, that's cool. And so like in some of my
You got to
songs,
put that in there, a little ear candy.
Yeah, a little bit of ear candy, or there would be like this guitar part that plays, and then like somebody could be listening to that and be like, "Oh, I want to be," and that could be.
I
like,
want to learn that.
Their first introduction to
thing.
guitar, and then like they always remember that.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And so like I want to throw things in like that, just like kind of pop, and like you're like, oh. And like the mandolin thing, and then people will be like, "What is that instrument?" They look it up, and they're like, "Oh, it's a mandolin." What is that?
It's a
And
big
then they go
thing
and they try to
about
play that. And so like that's why I was like so animate. I'm like, I want that. I want that instrument in there because I love that instrument. But then also like it gives you that too. Like it gives you that like not just like hearing the music, but like again you like listen to it.
Yeah.
And like you can hear like, oh, they have a mandolin in there. That bass line is pretty cool. Ooh, I like what they did with that guitar there. Ooh, that vocal line.
What is that
Yeah.
instrument? I want to. What I like that sound of that instrument. I'm gonna. Oh, that's a mandolin. I want to learn the mandolin.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's like how I got started though.
Yeah.
Like that's how I got started playing guitar and stuff like that. and like that's how I started like learning. Like that's where I like learn a lot of the stuff that I'm learning, and how I learn like my playing style and stuff like that. Is because like with like Travis Tritt, like I listen to his music, I'm like, ooh, that was a cool run. So I go and grab my guitar and like kind of like I try to play that, and then I'm like, ooh, that could go with this, and then I'm like, oh, no, I like how this sounds, and like it just gives you it's a whole experience listening to music. And I think that's like a big thing with like genres like country and rock and like where there's like real instruments. Like pop has real instruments, obviously, but like with pop, I think it's mostly like the vocals that people would want to go learn
Yeah.
and stuff like that because like there are like all these like different sounds
And
and that's cool like too. But like when it comes down to like the nitty gritty and like the real instruments, that's where I think like the country and the rock and
country
stuff
and
like
rock
that really
definitely,
shine.
yeah,
You
they
know?
do, they do. A lot of music just today in general is like soundtrack music. I feel like it's meant to like just be put on in the background and kind of tuned out, and I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Like only like rock music and like country really have these things where it's like chorus, pre-chorus, build up, verses, instrumentals, breakdowns,
Yeah,
type
that's
of
what I
things.
noticed a lot
And
too.
nowadays songs and indie kind of did this. Indie, which I like indie, but indie kind of just has this like just get like a nice like
Isn't indie
guitar.
like coffee shop type of sound?
It's kind of like
Like
there's
coffee
it's
shop music?
big. Indie stands for like independent. It could be like a lot of things, but it kind of has more of this like general like understanding of what indie is. But like yeah, they just get a nice guitar part going and just play that all the way through. And that's nice. But then like now rap is like that too. It's just like the same beat and it's just so I'm not it's like I just want music that like starts and comes in and goes
Yeah, I
out
don't
and
want to
then
like.
that and turns and I don't like this oh, that was a nice vibe. That was also a nice vibe. Put all together. We're just on a vibe. Like I want songs that maybe go like and that's like the like everything is just soundtrack music now. Everything is
Why
soundtrack
did
music.
you? I was gonna be like, nah, I can't say that.
What? See, I look autistic.
No.
What?
You said da da da. Ah, I was like, oh my god. No. Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
Sweet Caroline. Just. What the heck? That's crazy.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Oh my god.
No, but like like, but that's what I'm talking about. That's why that's what I'm like going for, like in my music, is like, cause like I
Take him
haven't
on
been
a
to a lot of
trip. Take him on a journey. Give him an experience.
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, that's why I'm trying to like expand my guitar knowledge and stuff and learn different tunings, because like I can play, and I can come up with like cool things, but I want to keep like expanding that, so it's like always like something that's a little bit different that I can listen to my guitar, and like even when I'm playing out loud, like live, like they can listen to it and they can be like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. That's a sweet melody. It's not just strumming. It's not just like a picking thing, but it's got character. It's got this
Yeah.
whole full circle stuff.
Yeah, and that's just what I love. Like I like making like some like beats and stuff, like what I do and stuff like that. But like that, I can like basically hammer out a whole song in like a few hours, which is cool. But at the same time, like what you're doing, taking multiple days and weeks to really craft and pull things out and put things in and see a this like really crafting a song. That's also what I think artists live for.
And
Just want to
I think there's a time and a place for everything. So there's a
definitely.
time, like I'm sure there's gonna be times where I just want a party song. And so I'm just like, okay, well, let's just talk about like a bar and beer and girls, or a bar and beer and hometown mamas and stuff like that, and just throw something together real quick and just be like, okay, well, I want like this honky tonk sound,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
Sometimes you gotta come out with a radio hit. Sometimes you gotta come out with something that just doesn't sound good to listen to, but you'll have fun playing it on stage,
Yeah.
type of thing. Yeah,
And I like when it comes to radio, I feel like the radio is more like, for me, the way I would use it would be like, I don't want people to go to the radio to hear my songs. I want them
Right.
to discover me on the radio and then go to wherever
Right,
want to
exactly.
be like, oh, I want to hear this live.
Right, which is sometimes
Like
why you
that.
need
Yeah,
a
yeah,
radio
exactly.
song. Yeah,
And I feel like the radio is like I like the radio. I don't really listen to the country radio anymore just because it plays a lot of.
Same stuff.
But I do discover a lot of artists off the radio. That's how I use it. Like if I'm like,
Right.
I've listened to all of these songs over. Like I've heard all my songs, and then I'll go to the radio and I'll look for. And if I hear something new, then I'll be like, okay,
Yeah, sometimes the artist's most popular song is not your favorite.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's true for a lot
A
of.
lot of things. That's why I feel it. I just want to react to this one last Sierra Farrell thing, and then
Dude, when I first, what did Hunter show us Sierra Farrell?
Who?
Hunter.
no, did he show you Sierra Farrell?
He showed me Sierra Farrell.
He probably showed me way back when too, but I just came across her on.
Can you define what country music is today? Like, because it does mean something and is something different today than it has been before.
Well, you know, it's just like it's the human condition. I feel like humans always want to polish things up, and they want to make things perfect. It's like they see something like that's like from the past, and they're like, oh well, let's take this and then make it our own, and then file out the edges a little bit to make it more round or whatever. And that's just what it feels like. It feels like, well, the heart of country music is pure and genuine. It comes from a place of the working class people, like traditionally. And they're talking about the hard times that they've went through and the hard times they're still going through, but they smile about it and they joke about it and they make a show of it. Today, it's more about being a thoroughbred, and you look good, you sound pretty good, you look great actually, you know, and like you're dancing around, you're doing all the parts, but like it's like missing a core ingredient sometimes. I feel like it's missing that real raw genuineness. It's more LA, I guess.
I think there's a lot of truth to what she's saying. Actually, I think it's all true. But
Yeah.
then there's also like I feel like because like I'm like I was raised, like you know how we were raised.
Yeah.
Like we were raised out. We had a little hobby farm. It was out literally in the middle of nowhere. Only people around us were our relatives. Like
yeah.
we played in the dirt, like all that
And we're
stuff.
catching crawdads with Davidsons,
Yeah.
the Davison boys. We caught a whole bucket of crawdads, and we didn't do anything with them, so they just died. So sorry,
That's nasty.
sorry, Peter. This is a bunch of innocent crawdads caught for no reason. You didn't even eat them. They just got all
No.
old and they're dead.
But the thing I think, so like she was saying, like it is like it's a lot like it's raw, and that's I feel like that's like the Zach Bryan side of things. Like it's super raw and stuff like that. But then like if you look like towards more like the Cody Johnson, I'm gonna reference Cody Johnson a lot. Like there's so many like different genres because that's like working class blue collar. I'm not blue collar.
There you are.
I no, I work. I don't work in any of those like blue collar sites. Like I think I got a blue collar spirit. and
I guess I
stuff.
wonder what. I guess I don't really know what blue collar means, but working class. You're working class.
Oh yeah, that's true.
If you fix your own car, you're working class. If you barely got the money to fix your own car
Oh my
and your car
gosh.
keeps breaking, you're working class.
I don't even own the wheels on my car yet.
Yeah.
I mean the tires on my car yet, but I needed them. But so yeah, there is that aspect where it's like it's very raw and it's very real, and that's I feel like that's something of the heart, like the heart of country.
Yeah.
But like I like to look good. Like I like
Yeah.
to look good. I like to smell good. I like to keep clean. That's just like me.
Oh yeah. I don't think she was. I think she was talking about like
But like looking good for society, like you want to
Right.
like have a right face on. And you want to I think she was getting at like they look good for society as in like
Right.
they have the right face on. They're kind of like
they have the right
they're
opinions.
they're rebels,
They
but
have the
like
right.
they're like
They have the right opinions.
Yeah.
They're just they're just
Yeah.
they're marketable.
yeah, and they do what the record has them do.
Yeah.
But that's why I love people like Cody Johnson, because Cody Johnson, he doesn't do what the record wants him to do. He
Yeah.
doesn't like, and that's his kind of his story is like the record wanted him, but they were like, you got to take off your hat. And even this like that, it doesn't seem like a lot, but he's like, no,
You can't
that's
tell me what to do. Yeah.
that's who I am.
Yeah.
Like he's a
I
through
want
and
to
through
wear a
cowboy,
hat.
dude.
Yeah. I want to wear
I
a
wish
hat.
I was a cowboy. I'm not. Like I've
Yeah.
never ridden a horse, but like
Yeah.
he's a through and through cowboy. Like he's like, I'm not gonna take off my hat because this represents.
Yeah.
And so they're like, so he went on. He took the long road. He took the hard road. But then he got to a point where they were like, okay, well, we just want you. Like you do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah.
We just want you.
Yeah.
And that's I think that's what.
If you build it, they will come. They say.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you. He just stayed true to himself, and people liked
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
They didn't like what the like not what the record showed. Because I hate like I don't want to like talk about artists, you know,
Yeah, and
because it's like
yeah, I don't think it's necessary that you have to be working class to understand the heart of country, but it definitely is like from that like spirit of like that compared to like how it is now. And like I'd say like rap is the same way. Like rap used to be like an art form. Like it used to be like MCs. It used to be people like getting like let's what is the one that they mix a lot? They mix a lot of James Brown, like James Brown music. Like they get like the last few beats of like a James Brown thing, and then they would play that over and over, and then people would just be like, and it just kind of be like da 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 da, and they just be like
I
rapping over
literally
it.
know nothing.
Yeah, and that's
So,
and that's and you know that's how like people started, and they'd be MCs, and they started talking about like, you know, how I'm in the hood, whatever, I'm in this bad situation, but I'm gonna make it out. I want to make it out. This is how I'm gonna make it out. This is our life now, but one day this is something life's gonna be great.
yeah.
And nowadays,
and I appreciate that too.
Yeah.
Like I listen to some rap like that too. Like
Yeah.
that, like the stories. That's cool. But like
Yeah.
I feel like
nowadays it's just what the heck, dude? Okay, nowadays it's just
what I want,
what I
I
have.
get what I want. I
I get
do
yeah, I
what I
have
want,
and you know,
like,
and that's the new attitude of rap, which is like it's lost its soul in this way. It's lost its rap used to be about like what I'm going to have or what I'm working towards, and now it's like what I have. Now it's just all about what I have, and there is no like aspiring to be anything better. And I'm not saying country music has fallen that quite like that, but it is very much like we're a country and this is what we are, rather than like or like it's like
it's like I feel like it's a lot of like people.
it's Nashville, which is not to like, we not to rag on Nashville. We're just talking about it, like, but it's more the idea of country or the idea than the like the what country act what being in the country actually is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's the trucks, it's the back, but it's not
Yeah.
your story.
And there are like
it's not your dad's story. It's not your grandpa's story. It's not the story of like your life as a country person. It's like what a country person's life is or
Yeah.
whatever like that.
It's not about them specifically. It's about country things.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I drive a truck and I do all this, but like people like I love I love all country. I like Morgan Wallen too. Like
Yeah.
I listen to him all the time. But like I really really love the stuff that like is like emotional. Like so like Cody Johnson has some of these songs. Like he's got on his new album, he's got this song Dirt Cheap. And it's just talking about like these big high rise guys that are they like want to come in, like you sell us your property and like we'll move you out here and like it'll be fine, you'll have a pocket full of cash. And he's like, no, like I
Yeah.
don't want a pocket full of cash because I literally have everything I could ever ask for right here. Like my dog's buried over there. I got like my little girl, like my family. Like this is all I ever wanted.
Yeah.
So like, why would I leave that? It's called Dirt Cheap, and it's such a well written song. It makes me cry. Like I swear, and that's what I freaking love about like the country scene because it's like that's not a song that's just like yeah like I'm a country boy and stuff like that, and there's places for that song.
It's
those
just about
songs.
his life, and
Yeah.
then he happens to be a country
And I
person.
don't even
so.
think it's like him specifically, but it's like people who he knows well and people who he relates with, and then he'll write about like their perspective.
Yeah.
And it's just gold.
Yeah.
But
think-
he has those party songs.
Right. Because like
And
that's
that's great.
also part of you. You know, if that's
like
part
you
of
want
this.
to have a good time, and those party songs are for like end of the week. Everybody just got off work. They just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
They don't want to think about it, and that's what one
Yeah.
of the guys. So I played at Outskirts and with Dakota Portman. Shout out to Dakota Portman. But I was talking to him after, and he's like, He's like, I'm not even. He was saying, oh, crap, I don't know the specific words, but he was talking about like he's like, I just want to give people a good time.
Right.
Like I just want them to forget about all their worries, forget
Mhm.
about the next week that's coming up, forget about their
They're
finance
here
problem. Like,
now.
yeah,
They're
we're
gonna have
just
a
all
good time.
here. We're just all having a good time. We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's another big part of country music is like people like they're just having as just much of a good
Yeah,
time
maybe
as you.
maybe it does get a bad rap. Maybe the whole like Florida Georgia line type of thing and the Walker Hayes kind of get a bad rap when really it is kind of just swing your partner round and round. Right? And
Yeah.
it's just kind of
They're literally just having a good
nonsense.
time. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like they're not like
Not supposed to be deep necessarily. It's
Yeah.
not supposed to be.
not all country music has to be deep. Like look at the I found this song, it's called Psycho. But it's this old country song and it's crazy.
Crazy.
But it's nonsense.
There's a little bit of what's his name? Who's the rebel man? Who's the Willie Nelson? Why did I think Edgar Allan Poe? Willie Nelson, I believe.
No, but yeah, I like Willie, but he's
Uh,
more. I don't think he's really necessarily like.
He isn't. I don't think he is really country, but people call him.
No, he's country, but he's just not like he's.
it's
I don't
really,
think he's necessarily like an outlaw. He is outlaw country, but he's
Willie
not
Nelson.
like. I think maybe more like Waylon.
Waylon Jennings.
Yeah, he's more of like the outlaw type of country. Because Willie Nelson, if I remember right, from what I've heard of like his music and stuff, but he's like more of like a calm.
We were thinking, from what I know, he was like one of the guys who kind of brought out the more like crude.
See, what
crass
you're
kinda country.
explaining is literally a Hank Williams Jr. dude.
No.
Yeah, you're literally like
Rebel
this is
country,
Willie.
Willie Nelson. But have you ever considered
Like
joining
like
Willie Nelson?
yeah, this is Willie Nelson. This is like the mamas don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys.
Okay, yeah.
And stuff like, but that's Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, and that's three different people.
In that one song?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the Highwaymen, but
yeah, I think it's Willie Nelson.
Well, it's two. It's Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson.
Waylon Jennings. Yeah,
but Waylon Jennings is more of that what you're kind of
outlaw
explaining.
country.
But like Hank Williams Jr. is like more of like the I don't give a crap what you think. I'm literally just gonna do me.
Yeah.
And there's a whole story of that, and I just discovered it, but it's so cool. Like it's like I never really like.
Is that the Hank everyone talks about, or they talking about Hank Senior?
Well, it depends.
When
when he says Hank, he's talking about his dad.
Yeah. When other country people say Hank, talk about
it literally just depends on
the country singer,
on the context.
Yeah.
But like, here's some. He's like the country. Oh, you might be thinking the Charlie.
No, it was Willie Nelson. That's what I was thinking about. Quick,
but like this guy. Like I'm a dinosaur. Oh, it's still connected, I think. Dinosaur.
I never heard that.
He's like, where the heck is all the country music? Like, what are you?
He's a dinosaur. He's old.
Yeah.
I like that. Who is it?
It's Hank Williams Jr.
Oh, okay.
But like that, he's like I don't give two craps. Like I'm just like I feel like Willie Nelson is more tame, but maybe I haven't listened to enough Willie Nelson.
Yeah, I'd say probably you haven't listened. Maybe it wasn't even his songs, but it was his attitude, his actions. Maybe. He was definitely more of like a rock and roller, smoking weed type of thing.
Waylon, Willie, and then like Hank and like Johnny Cash were all kind of just like
the outlaw country. Yeah,
we do whatever. Like we don't care.
So quick, I want to show you this guy. Well, Antoine Tyler. He's one from like either Bellingham or like Issaquah. He kind of looks like your brother. This guy name is
Like my brother.
this is
Like my brother or my brother? Like, what are you talking?
he's like a mustache and like just a goatee, just like you, kind of. He's from like Tacoma or like Blaine or something.
Oh wait, I had never heard this guy, but I kind of like him.
Antoine Tyler.
Nah, I never heard of this dude, but
He's
oh, he kinda does look like me. What the heck?
He's fairly local, man. You should do a collab or something.
Nah, I gotta find this dude. What the heck?
heck?
We gotta do something.
Yeah.
Okay, but I had the mustache first.
Yeah, I know. Quick thoughts. What do you think about Lana Del Rey coming out with a country
I
album?
don't know. I'm all for it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm excited because she's gonna bring like a different perspective. I think.
Ever since I heard like I've been a lifelong fan of Lana, but every time I heard like Mariners Apartment Complex, I was like, oh, she definitely got the chops for country, and I was waiting for it then. I was like, I want her to do something.
Yeah,
country.
she's got like a kind of like a Sierra Farrell type
Yep.
of like Casey Musgraves. Kind
Yep,
of
Casey
like
Musgraves is exactly what I think of when I
like kind
think of
just
Lana
like
doing a country.
it's like
album.
it's nice. But have
Yeah.
you heard of Caitlin Butts?
No, Caitlin Butts.
Nah, everybody makes fun of the last name. I swear. But she's got this song. It's like
About Jelly Roll. How you feel about Jelly Roll?
I do. I like a lot of his songs. Like I do, but I haven't heard. I haven't really explored him yet.
Yeah.
Like, stuff comes up and I like it,
But it's nothing.
but I just no. I do. I genuinely like his stuff.
Yeah.
I just like it's weird. I haven't listened to his older stuff because
Oh, yeah.
apparently I think he was
He's
like
more
a
a rapper. Yeah.
Yeah, he used to do rap. I haven't listened to any of that stuff, but like "Son of a Sinner,"
Mhm.
love that song.
About
That song
Hardy?
is so good. Hardy.
Yeah.
I don't really listen to Hardy.
Mhm.
I don't hate him. Like I think he's probably good. Like people like him. I just haven't listened to him yet.
For sure.
And that's weird. That's the weird thing with me is like people like these when new artists come up and like everybody's like loves them.
Yeah, it's like
I will just like literally hang back until they're not as popular anymore, and then I'll go listen. To
Right.
them. Because I feel like if
you
I
need,
listen
you need
to
the
it,
hype to die down. You need to actually see like judged by the actual. Like,
yeah, because if I listen to it like right then, I feel like
you have
a
your
lot of it-
expectations up.
yeah, and a
and
lot
then
of
where's it gonna
it's
sound?
it's like I'm like, well, I have to like it, like everybody else likes it.
Right.
But that's why I literally, I just won't even think about listening to him.
Right. It's like, well,
that's what
good for
happened with
them.
Zach Bryan. Like and he's still really big. Like good for
Yeah.
him. But like I just would not listen to any of his stuff for so long,
So
and then like
after-
now I'm just kind of like starting to listen, and I like his stuff.
Yeah.
Like I can see why everybody likes him, but
Yeah.
I just didn't want. I just don't want to
Get caught
like
up
be
in
on
the
that
hype.
train. You know.
Yep. Yeah. It's
Be like-
smart. It's smart. You don't want it to influence your taste at
But
all.
this song right here,
By who?
Caitlin Butts.
Wow. Wait,
My speaker sucks because I dropped it in Greece, but
At work?
yeah.
Yeah, I know the sounds. The
It's
sounds are
so
definitely there.
cool.
Yeah.
And I don't listen to like a lot of. This is gonna get me like canceled or shot, but I don't listen to a lot of like female country,
yeah.
like at least like the mainstream stuff because it's just
Right now.
ooh, that too. But it's just I don't have good connections. Like
Yeah.
every time I hear it, it's like with
It's either like
I
Miranda
just don't
Lambert's,
have-
which I don't hate, but I much prefer like a Casey Musgraves to a Miranda Lambert, or it's like what's her name?
Have you seen those videos on
She did the middle with Zed.
like what?
Why don't you come meet me in the middle? She's a country
Oh,
singer.
Was that great? Not Grace.
Anyway, yeah, and she's more like poppy than me, and so yeah, it's
No,
either Catty or Poppy, and I more prefer like a I don't know, their voices just sound more like fiddles to me, more like Casey Musgraves and all that. What do you think about what's her name? Lainey Wilson.
Lainey Wilson.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just now getting into her stuff.
She got good music?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's got a new song coming out. I don't know when, but it sounds really good. And like Heart Like a Truck,
I think I heard that one.
Yeah, I got a heart like a truck. It's been drugged through.
That's Lainey
mud.
Wilson, huh?
Yeah,
Okay, she's a little more than she's a little more Katie Underwood,
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood. Type of-
Wow.
Hey man,
This
no
is
offense to
probably
the queen, but
no,
like,
this is probably how it would sound if I was talking about like
rock or something.
yeah,
like
like
that.
rock or something. I'd be like, I don't know, Nirvana or something. Like no, but I'm saying like
Carrie
um
Underwood. I bet.
the thing is like a lot of the mainstream country female country is just like it's just seems to me it just seems like a lot of just like hate and gossip.
Mm.
Not really gossip, it's just like
It's more bitch country. Not to be mean,
yeah,
but
and
it's
I
it's
don't
like
mean
it's
that
like
in like
a derogatory way, but it's just kind of like, and like you can like that, and it's
have
not
you
bad.
seen those videos where it's like
But it's
why
like
is guy
Akita's
country
car
like
type of thing.
yeah they're
Rather
like why
than like,
is
okay, Doki, that's a character of a country woman. Not just tell me how your actual experience is.
yeah
Don't give
but
me the dramatics of like a country woman. Just
but like have you seen the videos where it's like why is guy country's like trucks and beer and I love my family and all this and then girl country's like oops I murdered my husband and like
right.
that's obviously really dramatic
And
but
I
like
feel like that should have been like a really like a niche storyline. Like that's a very like maybe seeing like a western or like an old kind of country. Like that's a very niche. Or have you've never read the books where the crawdads sing? It's kind of so that's a very like that is an avenue of like the country lifestyle or whatever. That is an archetype, but it's kind of been like the only archetype. Like that's like the
yeah
only
and like
perspective you hear from a
but
country
like
lady.
Maddie not Maddie no it is Maddie and Tay I don't like listen to a lot of their music but they got the song like Die from a Broken Heart
Yeah,
that's what I like
yeah.
it's just like that's how they
Not I hit his body, I murdered my kid's car. It's
that's
like,
like
oh,
just like
okay.
genuinely
It's like,
how they like are
right,
dealing with it. They're like,
right.
"Mom, this sucks. Like I can't. Like this just sucks. Like
Yeah.
am I gonna die?"
Yeah.
I felt that way before. Like it literally sucks. And so like that's what I like.
Why do you think they haven't blown up, Manny and Tay?
Huh?
Why do you think they haven't really blown up?
I thought they did for a while.
Were they on the radio?
Yeah, like Shut Up and Fish was one of theirs.
I was on the radio.
I think so.
Okay.
I used to listen to the radio a lot
Yeah.
before like Spotify.
Like I know they had like I know they
before
were
Spotify, dude.
yeah before Spotify.
It's so
The
weird.
rule
Like
never
I
did
was
this.
there before Spotify, and I'm only 19.
Yeah,
It feels like Spotify's just always been there, and then I think back, like
I remember the time I was introduced to it, literally
Isaac.
Isaac Fuller. He's like,
Yep.
guys should listen to this. I'm like,
I was like, whoa,
dude.
whoa, you
I'm
have
like, where's this
options
your? I
to
was like,
everything.
yeah, exactly. I was like, wait. It's too much.
No, we use mom's iPad,
Yeah.
iPod,
or
the-
mine, or
yeah, the
or
little
YouTube, and
the
then
thing with like the circle on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So close out just with some audience questions. So who's your muse? Consensually, of course.
What the hell? No, but explain that word because I'm terrible at English. Is that like inspiration?
yeah,
like your look
yeah.
up to person?
Yeah, well, that's more like an inspiration. Your muse is like traditionally like the female person you write, or like that you write a song about, but not necessarily. It could be just like your mom. My mom could be your muse in a way, but she's not like the concept of every song. Or it could be like yeah, it could even just be inspiration. I suppose. I think traditionally
Like
it's
where do I get my inspiration when writing music? Is that what you're
yeah,
kinda asking?
yeah. That's the
So a lot of just because I haven't done a lot of living. Like I'm only 19, you know, and like I'm really not like a crazy rowdy person. So I'm pretty mellow, and so like a lot of my writing it's based off of like big things in my life. So like my mom and like just like kind of like my family and just like my emotions on like where I was raised or my mental health. There's that too. Yeah, so like for a while it was my girlfriend at the time and but I like think like I really couldn't write a whole love song just because I was like this is weird. You know, it's just like I don't it's like I was like, there's a lot, there's so many out there, you
Yeah.
know, and I want to stand out in my music, you know. I don't want to be pushed into like the
Yeah.
you know, and so I was just like, I
Don't
will.
want to write a love song for the sake of writing a
Yeah,
love
I don't want
song.
to force myself to, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to force myself to write anything actually. That's why it takes so long for me to actually write music. But like, um, yeah, I was just like, I don't want to force it. And I have a couple that were like better, you know, that were just like raw feeling and what I was feeling in the moment. And so like, yeah, that was one of my biggest ones. And then we broke up. And so that gives you a whole new one. But I promised myself that I wouldn't like diss, you know, like I wouldn't like do diss tracks
Yeah.
or like write like, oh, my ex was just a freaking bitch, you know, like I'm not, that's not what I'm here for, you know.
I never needed you anyway,
Yeah,
so
because
go
it's
away.
not true. Like it's just like in the moment, like that was like that was my like she was it, and I was like
Right.
thought we were gonna get married and all that.
Yeah.
And so I'm not just gonna like flip around and be like, "Oh, you are literally the worst thing that ever happened to me," because it's not true.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate part. It's better when they're the worst thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah,
It
it
sucks.
is.
It sucks
I'm
when
like, I
when they're when you really wish it would have
Sometimes
worked
I wish
out.
that we were just hating each other's guts sometimes because it's
Because
just like,
you should write a song about that. I wish
Yeah,
I
I
hated
will.
you. You know,
but
other thing.
but yeah, and so like it was that. But I feel like in my time of life right now, I think my biggest thing is just like what am I doing with like life right now, you know?
Mm.
It's just like, okay, so that happened, like, and so like now I'm in a stage where like the songs I write, I'm just like I'm just like living life, you know?
Right.
Or like this is where my mental
And I
is
think that
at,
might be a
and that's
unique.
okay.
That might be a unique thing that people like about you because like you're not grown. You're not talking about it from a perspective of someone who's like grown. You're talking about someone who's growing, which is a perspective a lot of people don't necessarily have all the time. Like a lot of people like can understand and empathize. Like oh, I know how it is to look back on my days and like think about this type of thing. But a lot of people need to hear that from someone who's actually living it as it happens. Like
Yeah,
that
I
brings like a
really
whole nother perspective. And for people who are as well as you also living through it, it
Yeah.
connects in a different way rather than listening to someone older talk about their old life, their younger life. It's better to talk about a young person talking about their current life. Yeah. So yeah, it definitely provides different things to different people. So,
And so yeah, I think you could say like family. Like I got this song that I'm kind of working on. It's called Little Man. And that's the thing that sucks about having a big family, because if you write if you write a song about one of your siblings,
it
then you
feels
got to
like
write,
favoritism.
yeah,
That's
and
okay
then
though.
well,
When they're
like,
younger siblings, you can have favoritism. You
yeah,
know?
and it's like I don't want people to be like, why didn't you write a song about me?
And
Like,
I know who the little man is too. He's my favorite too.
Yeah, he is.
He's my
Dude,
favorite
he's
too.
so chill. He's cool,
He's
but
the dog.
yeah, he is. Like I was playing, and like he came up and he did this drumming thing. I was like, we just freaking like we got a handshake. Like it's just chill, but like so like yeah, just like family and like the things that really mean the most to me, which would be like family and just like my faith and like where I'm at with that. And then my mental health. I don't want to be the guy that's like, guys cry too, but like like you do. Like guys like we have these emotions and stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes me want to talk about your song "To Be a Man" and all that. But that's a whole other thing. We'll probably
Yeah.
talk about that when the song comes out or something.
But yeah, and that's kind of what I'm writing about now. Inspiration wise, that's like Travis Tritt, Cody Johnson would be my two biggest, I think.
Yeah,
Just because Travis Tritt, because he's just incredible on his guitar and just.
he keeps on saying Travis Tritt reminds me of Toby McKeith, which is just a blurb. Anyway,
Toby
he
McKeith?
died. Toby Keith died.
Yeah, he died.
R.I.P.
He's-
Toby Keith was probably like the first country person I actually listened to, like generally, because like my dad would have the radio playing and I heard the songs right, but like Toby Keith was on my dad's computer on the iVan, so that's the one.
Wanna
Like,
talk about me?
yeah, I want to talk about
And,
me. Want
the
to talk
one that-
about
yeah.
Mar.
And then the
Did
one
you
that's
do the
like,
one that's like
I used to come home late, not
yeah.
meant too soon, barking
Yeah,
like a dog.
yeah,
I like that
barking at the
one.
moon. Yeah,
I
I
fucking love
fall
that one.
down, said, "Come
Come
help
help
me,
me, honey.
honey."
Yeah, that one's always in my
Yeah,
head.
that was in my head
Every
too.
time I think
So
of
Toby
Toby Keith,
Keith.
it's that song, and it's obviously should have been a cowboy, but
Yeah,
like that song
or
is just
courtesy of the
hilarious.
red, white, and
Oh
blue.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Or American Soldier, like
yeah, American Soldier.
he's
You
got
sing
some.
that one.
Yeah, I do.
So R.I.P. Toby Keith,
R.I.P. Toby Keith.
real
Yeah.
one for sure.
That's like, he was only 62, bro.
Yeah, I feel like he died young too, for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Man, that's so sad.
are you ever considering ever being in the rodeo? You know,
Being in the rodeo?
yeah, join the rodeo, perhaps as like a clown or something.
I thought you were being serious for a second. I was like, yeah, I want to like team rope or something like that would be sick. But nah, I think actually, genuinely though, I feel like being a rodeo clown would be cool though, because
Yeah, fun too.
fun. Well, yeah, but also those guys that like take the hits from the cows.
That's not easy.
People are like, no, listen, because people would be like, they'll be like, oh yeah, like football is like the man sport, like yeah, like football,
yeah,
but like, dude,
but those are other men. But like going in with a beast,
a freaking bull
that has no concern over your health, doesn't even see you as an
You're literally
yeah.
flying through the air. You land, and then you got to get up right away just
because
to
it's
get out of
coming
the way.
right
Yeah.
at back
They
at
don't
you.
wait. They don't be like, there's no flags. Like, hold on, bull. Like, hold on now.
Yeah.
Let him get up. Let him get up. Nah.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta get up right away. And
It's
if you
true.
like, you get to life or death.
Those bulls are low key murderous. They want to
They
maul you.
literally they want to kill you. Like that is freaking.
Yeah.
Those guys are tough.
Yeah.
I want to go to I need to go to another rodeo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Cowboy butts. What's up with that?
what?
Cowboy butts. What's up with that? What's the obsession with cowboy butts?
Boots?
Cowboy butts.
Butts.
B-U-T-T.
Like the booties.
Yeah, booty. Cowboy booties.
I don't know. I don't look at
I told you gay jokes. You're like, have my material.
I couldn't tell you, but I will tell you this.
Lee's are Wranglers.
Huh?
Lee's are Wranglers. Levi's are Wranglers.
Oh, Wranglers, dude.
Wranglers.
I don't wear Levi's.
Yeah.
The only jeans I wear, because mostly they're the only jeans that fit, big guys with thick thighs.
Wranglers.
Wranglers is where it's at. If you have freaking thick thighs and you can't find jeans, Wranglers is where it's at. It took me so long, but I finally found them.
Wranglers.
And dude, like they're comfortable, but I either wear Ariat or Wranglers.
Yeah.
That's literally all I have. Ariat jeans or Wranglers. That's it.
Yeah.
Because they're just comfortable.
Yeah.
They're just comfortable.
Made
They're not
for it.
too tight though either. There are some Wrangler, like I have been, like in the past, there have been jeans that are too tight, and nobody cared to tell me, which was a really not nice move.
I know.
Like I would rather you
there
be
really,
like,
there really isn't anything like worse looking than a man of too tight of
especially like I literally remember I asked my mom, I was like, hey, are these too tight? Because I'm not sure. I'm trying to find like good jeans,
Yeah.
and she's like, oh, I think they look good. And then I look back on like videos, I'm like, what?
Yeah, I remember I put on jeans and being like, "Oh, these are probably probably a little tight." But like,
Like,
if
they
they're
hug a
if
little
they
bit,
feel a little tight, they're too tight.
Yeah.
They look too tight,
I
especially
think
in
that's
black. Black is slimming. You just look gay as hell.
Yeah, it's true. I have had like I literally played a whole show in those
Like you're
jeans.
some Italian, just wear some like leotard.
Yeah, dude, I literally played a whole show in them, and like my coworkers said something, but they always say something. They always have something to say, and I swear, it's like I feel like, dude, they're like, damn, like that thing is fat, or dude, move that thing. I'm like, dude, I'm like the only male working right now, and I feel like I'm
being harassed.
I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, we're black boys.
Yeah.
Black guys just have that. They either have it or they have nothing. I feel like, honestly. Like like your OG.
Yeah,
form.
it's bad having a white girlfriend. I feel like white girls always want to play with your butt.
No, because
and that's bad because
wasn't white.
yeah, but she
Was Guatemala. I think she was Guatemalan.
yeah.
but
We'll bleep the
it was
name.
it expands. It's not just them. It's not just the white ones.
It's not just the white one.
But I'll tell you this much, dude. Freaking redheads. I
Uh,
can't.
Why?
That redheads and like the
Brunettes.
brunette with like the light color eyes.
Yeah. That's where it's at.
Just
That's what I'm saying. Reba, man. She's like 68.
She's not 68.
Yeah, she's 68.
I don't think Reba's
She's
68. Dude, I think she's
Look
like
it up. 68.
I think she's
68.
I'm gonna say 65. Hey Siri, how old is Reba McEntire? 67. Damn.
Let's go.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
She does not look 68.
Nah, she doesn't.
She does not look 68.
No, she
but
doesn't.
yeah, I don't know, man.
All right. We'll probably close it out. Shoot. That was a good one. It was a long one.
That was long, yeah.
We've been
Well,
trying
I
to get
don't
a
know.
man in, so like next time it'll be shorter, you know, more solid. But
No,
yeah.
you gotta book me like a week in advance.
I know.
And make sure I put it on the schedule because I can't. If somebody calls me and they're like, "Hey, can you do this?" or they text me and they're like, "Hey, can you do this?" and I say yes, like you guys gotta be like, put it on your schedule.
Right. I
Because
feel it.
I just like my
I feel
brain
it
is
too.
so many places.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy that's like, oh well, you gotta, you know, like talk to my secretary.
Yeah.
But like, I should be that guy because I literally just I
have so
don't.
much stuff going on. I feel it.
Not even that, but my brain is just always in 10 different spots.
Mm,
And so like you're like one spot in like 10.
mm.
And if I don't get to it like that second,
It's
gone.
yes, it's already
It's
gone.
gone.
I
And
know
I
how
be
it
at
is.
work all
I
the
know
time.
it is. I know how it is. It's like even if you didn't have like extra stuff going on, your time is already accounted for. You just don't know it.
Like I said I would be
you
here
just
at-
don't know it.
I said I would be here at 1. And then I was like, I started making food.
Or 12, 30,
Well, I said
12:30.
12:30, and I was like, I'm gonna make food.
1.
And then I was like, oh, I
That's
gotta
okay.
make-
On this podcast, we run on black people time. This is late.
Right? We show up when we show up.